What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs. Just coming to you guys with a sales update video here. We are in the middle of August 15th, 2017. And I thought it was a good time. Just got back from an awesome weekend away at a wedding, one of my really good friends' wedding. And just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Thought it was a good time. I was going through my sales records, updating some of my spreadsheets, my logs tonight, and thought it was a great time just to come to you guys, show you what my sales are at for August, show you how they've been trending. True to format with these videos, if you're new to my channel, I show 15 items that sold throughout, since my last sales update video, kind of talk through why they, sold, what they sold for, what I bought them for. And I also go through my spreadsheets just showing the progress. I have a $100,000 goal this year to sell $100,000 of used clothing on eBay. If you are new to my channel, I'm a part-time eBay seller and a full-time corporate finance analyst. So kind of juggle both worlds there, and I've been pretty excited chasing this challenge all year. Been a little behind pace, but starting to catch back up. And I just want to show you guys where I'm at. Let me just check the chat real quick because we are live right now. If you're watching this later and there's no comment feed, then you're rewatching it and we aren't live. All right, looks like we're good here. I'm going to jump right in, guys, and I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that I use. And the spreadsheet I'm going to show you tonight, it is on my website for free, and feel free to check it out if you like the format of it and want to use it to help you kind of get your business organized or jump started. Feel free. The website's in the description. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, looks like we're good. So this spreadsheet, well, first, before I even show you the spreadsheet, let me pop back over to, all right. So here are my sales through August right now. So through 15 days, and there's still obviously time left today. So hopefully I'll get over that 3,000 mark today for halfway through the month, which is pretty exciting. And I'm hoping, projecting-wise, just from looking at the ramp up and coming out of the summer slowdown, and just kind of, I've been listing about 15 items a day. I've been really going hard. I think that I should finish and have my best month ever above 7,000 this month. I'm pretty confident with 16 more days that I can get 4,000 more in sales. And I think it's more confidence than hopefulness too. Just looking at the trending, I think that's probably where it's going to happen. Still not where I need to be. I needed to be closer to 8 this month to get kind of back on track for my 100K goal, but I'll live with what it is. And with the last 4 months of the year, if I finish at 7 this month, those last 4 months, I'm just going to have to do about 10K or more each month to get there. So very possible, but still would rather be like closer to 8 this month. So let me show you my spreadsheet. I'm just going to check the comments, make sure my sound is okay. I don't see any complaints, so must be it's all right. So here is the spreadsheet I use, and this is just like a daily tracker I use. I have one for each month. You'll see I have the tabs down here. And this, I use it for a couple of purposes. One, it helps me know throughout the month how I'm doing, and I can kind of track all the key metrics for my business. And two, when I get to tax time at the end of the year, I kind of just roll all this up into my profit and loss spreadsheet, and it's all ready for my accountant. So let me just briefly go over if you haven't seen it. I have a date column, so each day of the month is tracked. I keep track of how many items I list each day. And the reason I do that is I think there's a strong correlation between the amount of listings you put up and the amount of sales that you make. And it's nice to see that kind of linear connection and correlation as the months go on. Keep track of the items I sold each day, the number of items, and the value, so that I can also see my average sale price. And that way on a daily basis, I see where it's at. And then on the monthly and yearly, I can kind of keep track of where I'm at, what my model looks like from a business perspective. I also keep track of the items I purchased, the total cost of those items, and the average cost per item. I haven't updated that portion of the spreadsheet prior to this video. I actually left the receipts in my car when I was doing it, and it's been pouring out all night, so I didn't want to go back out and get those. So normally I would have each of my sourcing trips, which I've had I think I've sourced at least 6 stores this month that should be in here. So normally I would have that, and then I can see the average cost of items. So let me just scroll down. Well, we'll talk through the month, and I'll show you the bottom here. So as you can see, I started listing really strong. These amount of items here, I didn't put up 81 unique listings or 41. I did make a bulk purchase of LL Bean pants, 3,000 pair to be exact, at about $1.15 a piece way back in May. And I've just been finishing up some of the last couple hundred pair I had that I hadn't finished off. So early in August, I kind of had a weekend and really went hard at listing these. So that's why there's so many listings there. The rest of these are all single quantity, single source items from Goodwill. And you can see I've been selling a lot of items this month. Sales have definitely been picking up as comparison to July. I had a couple $300 days, one there, one there. I'd like to see a couple more of those. I was traveling. You'll see where I didn't list during here. I was traveling for the wedding in New York, but sales still kept strong and still had almost $900 in sales while I was gone. So a month's going pretty well overall. As you'll see, I've sold or listed 214 items. I've sold 144. My average sale price is definitely lower than I'd like it to be. My goal originally for the year was to be at $28. Since making the bulk purchase, I have a new goal of $25 simply because the average sale price of those huge quantity of items is a lot lower, and I'm still making a healthy margin on them. So 25 is where I want to be. I'm definitely below that, and I need to get better. But I was running some aggressive sales at the beginning of the month just to kind of get August rolling in the right direction. So as I taper off that sale, the average sale price should go up, and especially as we go into fourth quarter, that sale price should keep creeping up. You'll see here for the year, I have listed year to date 3,400, a little over 3,400 items. That's counting all the multi-quantity items. So still, I'm happy with that. I'm 82% towards my goal. So listing wise, I've been really doing well. But what that tells me is because I'm only at $40,000 on the year, and I'll finish around 45,000 if I can get to where I want to by the end of this month, I'm going to be pretty well behind pace for getting to that 100K. And what that really tells me is the amount of items that I had budgeted, so to speak, or forecasted like in my business plan wasn't really enough on a yearly basis to get to the 100K I wanted. And you know, I didn't know what it was going to take. And that's just, I'm learning, especially with these kind of the summer slowdown, was something that I wasn't familiar with and definitely experienced and learned from. I still think this, and people might think I'm crazy, I think the 100K is still achievable simply because I'm going to be ramping up into September with well over 2,000 listings. And my sourcing has been really, really good of late as far as like the items I'm picking are a lot higher price. And I don't know, I feel like I could really close off November, December with like 15K months. Which I know sounds absurd since I'm only tracking for like 7 this month, but it really ramps up steep. And if I'm listing, like I just started listing 15 items per day, which is up, that's about 450 items a month. And if I can hold that pace to the end of the year, I really think I have a good chance of finishing strong. And the way I look at it, and the reason I set such an aggressive goal is if I fall at like 80 or 90K on the year, I mean, that's still a win. I did 42,000 all of last year. So if I double my business in 1 year while working part-time, like I'm pretty happy with that. But still going to push that 100K nonetheless. And yeah, I'm actually excited because this month I will cross and beat what my sales were for all of last year, which is pretty exciting. So let me flip back over to my sales here. All right, so here's the first item I picked out. These were silver jeans. I actually sold today. They sold for full price. I had 25% off sale running. They're black. Tuesday boot cut is the line, and they sold for $32.24. I'm in these for $4.99. They will ship flat rate for $5.99. Here is a Hart Schaffner and Mark's gray Glen plaid. It's like a window pane sport coat. Love picking up the Glen plaid window pane type combination pattern. Those two patterns together do really well for me. This actually sold for full price for $44.99. Actually sold today, and it was running at 25% off sale. I'm in this for $4.99 and will ship for $5.99. So really good turn there. Very, very happy with it. And actually, let me show you some of the pictures here. Sorry, on the last one. Here's that. You can see the Glen plaid with the window pane there, that blue window pane. And I'll show you guys that tag. Here's the Hart Schaffner Marks tag. This is definitely on the lower end of the blazers and sport coats I pick up. But when it's got the right patterns, I will take, these will kind of be my bread and butter type ones. All right, here are some kind of bread and butter Levi's 501s. I don't pick up a lot of Levi's, but the 501s I always pick up, and a lot of the slim fit lines I'll pick up. And got these for $4.99. They sold for full price, $25.49. It was running at 25% off sale. So, you know, basically 5 times my money, and they will ship for $5.99. And here are some of the pictures of them. This is how I've been flat laying my pants of late. I kind of like the look of them. This is a brand I talked about on Instagram quite a bit. It's definitely a niche brand called Carbon 2 Cobalt. I don't find it a ton, but when I do, it always sells. And this is just like a basic, like it's like a 1/4 quarter button, like 4-button long sleeve shirt. Like it's not even like a polo shirt or anything. It's just like a long sleeve lightweight shirt. Sold it for $20. I was in it for $3.99. Let me see if I can show you guys. Here's the tag on it. Be on the lookout for that. Always has done well for me. Sells through very quickly.
And to follow that up, here's another one that I found. And this is just like it was like a thicker cotton blue plaid, or not blue plaid, but blue check type shirt. And this sold for, took a best offer of $28 for this. It's kind of got the flip cuff there. And again, here is your tag. So really happy with that. In this for $3.99. All of my Goodwills are flatly priced, which I'm very fortunate here in Charlotte. It's a great opportunity as a reseller, no doubt about it. Here again is another kind of bread and butter type. Oh, sorry. Getting back to those early morning wake ups and it's catching up to me a little bit. So this was a signature gold, which is really the only Joseph A. Bank line I'll pick up anymore, is if it's a signature gold. And it's got to be a really good pattern and material. But this was a silk wool blend, and it had the Glen plaid, which I really like. This sold, I took a best offer of $31. I was in it. It was on sale at the time for like 40, maybe 44, 43. And I was in it for $4.99, and it will ship flat rate, or did ship flat rate. So I was very happy with that. That $30 to $35 range for the kind of bottom of the barrel ones is what I look for, as best offers. This is a pretty unique item. I don't find stuff like this all the time, but this is a Texas A&M like track jacket, Adidas. Had some really cool graphics on it on the side, kind of unique stuff. And the college apparel always does well for me, especially if it's in good shape and it's like that dry fit material. Here's your tag. Very Climalite was the line. Very, may have been worn a couple times max. But this sold, it was on sale. It sold for full price for like $22.99, I believe it was. All right, this was cool. I found this on a lunch break. I took a Friday and went to a Goodwill nearby, and I found the vest. And Zero Restriction I like to pick up. It's a golf brand. I like to pick up their golf jackets, especially I found a Gore-Tex one time that sold for like $80. That was a nice flip. But it was like a suede. It was in really good shape, and I didn't notice that it was new with tags. So I picked it up and I was like, all right, still a good buy. And then I got home and pulled it out. I was like, holy cow, new with tags. So I was pretty pumped about that. So in either case, this sold for $35.99, I believe was the best offer I took. It was on sale for like in the 40s. This sold while I was on vacation. I was happy to move it. It was a pretty quick seller, and I got it for $3.99. Let me see, just so I can show you that tag again. 1 second. That's the tag to be on the lookout for. All right, these are really cool. I found these maybe a couple weekends ago at the Goodwill near me. These were Allen Iverson limited edition, like really heavyweight dry fit sweatpants. They had the really nice panel logo on them, the drawstring, they had zipper pockets, zippers around the ankles. It's just really, really high quality item. Figured some, Philadelphia fans would scoop these right up. Couldn't find a lot of comps on them. I found a couple similar that sold for really, really cheap, but I was like, I'm just going to put them high and see what happens. And they even had a small fade spot that I kind of put, in the description and showed in the picture. And these sold for full price for me. They were on sale. They sold for $36.99. And I was in these for $3.99. This is another kind of unique one I found. And this was one where I picked it up and I was just searching for comps. I was like, oh, this is unique. And then I realized it was part of like the Nelly's like hip hop line of stuff and clothing that he had out. And then I looked a little closer, and on the tag had this string. And so basically it was new without tags. And I love finding when it's like this, I definitely sell it new without tags because you basically can show that the tag was kind of fell off, but the string was on there. And this sold for full price for $43.99. I had it on sale. Sold within like 2 weeks. So I was really happy with that. $3.99. I paid for it, shipped first class. Vocal is the brand here. But pretty cool flip there. I'd never seen anything like it before. It's always nice to find kind of those unique ones. This was a Neiman Marcus Rag and Bone. It was the collaboration they did with Target. It was like a cowl neck sweater, cardigan sweater, kind of like that chunky cable knit type woven pattern. Shipped it out last week. It says it's a medium. And the measurements look to be, it was like in between a medium and a small, more on the medium end. So I'm hoping it's not too shrunk and I get a return on it. We will see. I did put detailed measurements and stuff in the description for it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that's a fully large male mannequin. So hopefully cross my fingers that it's good. But yeah, really nice looking sweater, great brand. And even with that collaboration with Target, it still sold for full price. I had it on sale, sold for $34.99. These was an early shoe purchase I made when I was just first learning. I'm still learning. These were the brand Soft. I didn't realize that it was a very saturated market, and
I ended up selling these for, they sold full price. They're on sale. They sold for $18.74 plus $8 shipping. And so right around that like $26 mark. And sorry for the squeak in the background. That's my puppy dog, Thor. He has got a new toy of late that he absolutely loves, and it has a squeaker in it. A little oversight on our part. But in either case, I got these for $4.99, so not a terrible flip. I wouldn't pick these up again necessarily, but the brand will sell for that kind of medium range if you get it to the right price. All right, we got 3 items left here, and then I'll do some Q&A here at the end. So this is an Ermenegildo Zegna blazer, brown thatch pattern. Took a best offer of $40 for this, and is in it for $3.99. Probably normally would have held out for a little longer, but again, I've been trying to jumpstart sales, so I was okay. I mean, I paid $5 for it basically, so flipping it for $40, I'm happy with, and it shipped flat rate for $5.99. I'll show you. Kind of has like that woven like thatch type pattern to it. And let me show you the tag if you haven't seen it before. Here's one of the Ermenegildo Zegna type tags. The size there. This is an Italian brand. I always love picking it up, especially in blazers and sport coats. Here is a pair of pretty beat up Lucky brand jeans. You can see kind of the tag in the back's pretty worn, the distressing there. And I just made sure to notate it. Even this picture didn't get rotated around. And these still sold for full price on sale for like $26 and some change. I was in these for $4.99, and they shipped flat rate for $5.99. Love a Lucky brand men's jeans. I love to pick up. I don't pick up the women's as much. This was one of those Nike Live Strong, and I even spelled it wrong here. It says Live Strong. Missed the T there. Still picked it up in the keywords must be. And it's just a blue, like quarter zip, dry fit pullover type thing. And this took a best offer of $25 for it. I was in it for $3.99, and it actually shipped first class. It was pretty lightweight. So that was a nice flip there, kind of unique one. I'd never found anything like that. So hopefully those items help you guys out a little bit, help you learn, maybe learn a brand you hadn't heard about. I'm going to jump back over to the chat here and just see kind of what's going on. I'll take some Q&A here for about 10 minutes, and then I have to do some shipping. And I'm actually going to pre-record my 2 live at 5 videos the next 2 days. We have Shannon's mom's coming into town with her aunt, and they will be sleeping in. I don't want to wake them up in the morning of my live videos. So I hope you guys don't mind, but I don't want to not provide that video in the morning because I like doing it, and I just like having, I don't know, I like being able to watch it in the morning and have that kind of quote resonate. So I'm going to pre-record those tonight and schedule those out for 5 a.m. each morning. So hopefully you guys enjoy those. Let's see. I'll take questions if you guys have any for the next 10 minutes. How are your sales doing, guys? Have August been okay for you guys? Is it, you notice kind of a lift or not? Yeah, let you on and get me. I got coffee right here. New Frontier said definitely my slowest week of the year last week. Wow, that's a bummer. I'm not sure what the other thing is. Red Rants. Are you trolling me? I'm a little confused. Anyways, I'll just ignore that, I guess. Worst month of the year, New Frontier said. Yeah, that's brutal. Normally August, so I had heard that, especially for clothing, August was kind of like the pickup month. That it kind of, that you kind of get out of the summer slowdown in August, that back to school season, all those type of things. So sorry to hear that. That's a bummer, New Frontier. Organically, Hannah said sales are high, but motivation's low. Yeah, that's an interesting topic. I thought about doing a video about that. I struggle a little bit with that too, right? When sales kind of take off, you kind of, sometimes it's easy to throw it into cruise control because you're like, all right, put in all the work up front. Now sales are taking off. I'm good. And it's like, that's really the time you want to just like pedal to the metal, list even harder and faster. So yeah, I can understand and relate to that a little bit. Rhiannon said, been so good lately. High-end jeans are flying off the shelves. Yeah, same thing. Like silver jeans have been selling a lot for me. Lucky brand jeans have been selling for me. I've sold a couple of Miss Me's. Seems like some of those back-to-school jean type things are starting to happen now, which is cool. Night Required Field, shout out Green Remember there. How you doing, Night? Said best month selling on eBay in years for me. That's awesome. And if I recall from seeing some of your posts in Green, in your video, you actually you crush it on Craigslist and flip it on eBay. So thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. That's an interesting point, and I've talked about that a couple times. When you start selling so much and crushing it, you just start raising prices if you can't keep up. because it's like that's the only way to maximize your time. So that's a great tip for anyone watching and listening to the chat there. What he just said, you know, if your sales are booming that much, play around with not running as high of a sale or maybe increasing your prices to slow your sell-through down. Still make the same amount of money, but have to ship less items. So that's a great tip. Let's see. Krillin, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Krillin just gave a $2 super chat. He contributes lots to the reseller community. He's in a lot of the different live videos I see, giving lots of information and helpful stuff. So I appreciate that, Krillin. Really appreciate the support. And he just asked if I'm using promoted on used clothes yet. I haven't experimented with it yet, Krillin. I need to. I was planning this week when I got back to look at what items qualified and what items didn't. I know that they rolled something out, but I haven't had time to really research it. But I mean, I've loved promoted listings with my Ella Bean bulk order. So if it's available now to me for most of the items, I definitely will start playing around with it. No doubt about it. Let's see. Stacy said, my August to date matched your sales gross. I am only 4 cents more and I am full time. Nothing wrong with that though. That's great. That's a lot of volume. I mean, it's taken me years to build up to this, so I totally get it. So Krillin said he ran. So Krillin is, and just if you don't mind sharing with the chat, so can you run it on any used clothing, or are there certain, it has to be like a certain criteria or brands or unique stuff? To know for a while they were kind of piloting it with like kind of sports apparel and things like that. But are they just saying, is it blanket now, all used clothing, single SKU you can? I hadn't seen anything. I did see a message when I was looking today in my campaign, because I did increase the percentage a little bit for my Ella Bean order, I just was trying to jumpstart things a little bit. I actually am up to 15% on my promoted listings for my Ella Bean stuff right now. All closed, Krillin said. Well, that makes me happy because I'm going to have to play around with that tonight later before I'm kind of getting ready for bed. I might experiment with some different type of items. Krillin, are you just doing blanket across your whole store, or are you doing just to certain like categories and stuff? It's interesting to think about too, because like you're sacrificing margin, but I feel like, I don't know. Oh, he's putting higher percentage on items than Messini, which makes a lot of sense. I've been really thinking about it from the philosophy as like a price play, right? If I can sell my item, if I can increase my prices but make it more visible, I'll essentially make the same profit margin but move inventory faster. Like you pretty much could get free marketing from like a fees perspective and just offset it and increase prices. Like that's what I've been really thinking about and toying around. I basically have done that with my Ella Bean order. I've actually increased the prices and just increased the promoted listing percentage just to get it in front of more people. Because I really don't feel like if I run 15% promoted listings and I increase my prices by 15%, like I don't think that 15% discourages a buyer, and put it in front of more eyes increases the chance I make the sale. Yeah, and I have a bunch of Ella Bean multi-quantity, and I've been running a promoted listings campaign for probably 2 months on them. It's helped quite a bit. I've sold like 80 pair through the promoted listings, and I've sold about another almost 200 pair without it. It's interesting, like I run it for all of them, but I probably get twice the sales not through promoted listing clicks as I do through the promoted listings. So it's really interesting, like the organic reach of a listing versus the promoted listing reach. I'm starting to really enjoy the analytics that eBay offers behind it. Just seeing like the amount of clicks you get per day, how that translates into sales per day, and those sort of things. Oh wow, he did 50% off a lot of stuff, Krillin said, and then except on his newer listings. Yeah, when you do that, sometimes the floodgates open and you end up shipping 30 and 40 packages. I've done that before with auctions, and it's worth it, but man, are you tired after getting all those out the door. New Frontier, so that's the method he uses as well. Makes sense. I think that you're referring to raising the price a little bit, but increasing the promoted listing percentage. Brandon Page said, sold a Wilson Geiger polo for 70 days 2 days ago. That's great. Yeah, Wilson Geiger is awesome. And Krillin doesn't do free shipping. Yeah, I'm curious how much that's going to be enforced in the long run. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes with shipping, free shipping versus not. Yeah, Knight's saying similar things. Raising his prices a little bit isn't gonna decrease the sell through. which I think is something to think about when you think about the elasticity of your items and, you know, where you can make your max profit on for the amount of effort. I think too, you're going to, and this is just like an economics hunch. When you look at promoted listings, 6 to 10 months down the road, I think it's going to be really hard to compete without using promoted listings. Like, I think that model is starting to happen already. And as they open that up to more people, the aggressive sellers are going to use it to their advantage. And it's just going to be interesting to see how the market corrects to that, and how much actual increased organic reach there is. So, I mean, I know I personally am going to push it to the max and see what I can do with it, just because I think that it's a great opportunity to market for free, basically, and pay on the back end. Yeah, and Knight sells at a really high price point too, because a lot of the stuff he's flipping, I mean, he buys incredible stuff from Craigslist, all sorts of different inventory and different quantities, and his model is awesome. I remember watching your video; it was incredible learning about what you've done and how you do it. Let's see. Have you ever thought about using a virtual lister? I haven't thought about using a virtual lister. I've thought about hiring someone to do listings for me, though. So when I think of virtual lister, I think of someone I've never met in person and I'm just outsourcing to. I would prefer to meet them, train them, and then kind of pay them to do it on their own. So almost like a 1099 kind of thing. I don't think I would structure it as a 1099. I would probably structure it more as an employee that's piece rate. But in either case, those are the type of things that I've thought about. But I like the idea of being able to be there with them in the beginning and teach them the way that I would like it, and then kind of set them loose. So yeah, I think there's going to be a point where the only way I'm going to grow, especially if I'm working and doing my business, is I'm going to have to start outsourcing some things. Right now, what I've done is I've kind of hacked that, and I've outsourced more of my social media stuff. So like my website maintenance and my blog posts and stuff like that. Like, I'm creating the content, but I'm having someone help me distribute it and work on kind of the architecture for it. So like all the little things that take up my time that I just don't really want to do, I've been trying to outsource that so I can keep throwing my time into eBay. But again, like, I only can hack that for so long before I'm going to run out of rope, and then I'm going to have to kind of figure out a different way to keep scaling. All right, guys. Well, it's been about a half hour. I do want to pre-record those other 2 videos. They're live at 5. They're not going to be so live, I guess, but I want to have them out so you guys have them. I have a super long day at work tomorrow. We have our budget season kickoff tomorrow, and so it's going to be like a 12, 13-hour day between dinner with the whole team and everything else. So I'm just going to kind of get to work now, get some stuff shipped, make sure I get a decent night's sleep. I appreciate everyone stopping in tonight on the sales update, and thanks for the kind words tonight. I appreciate it. It's nice to get back to a rhythm. The trip was fun, but I love work. I love the grind. So it's nice to get back to a rhythm now and keep pushing ahead through August. So, all right, guys, have an awesome night. Really appreciate you stopping in. If you haven't, checked me out on Instagram, Endless Entrepreneurs. Been trying to really scale up my posting on there. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. We have 86 watching live. Hit that like button for me, guys, on the way out. Lets me know I'm doing a good job. YouTube know I'm doing a good job. And I get to every comment eventually. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days, but I pride myself in trying to answer every comment I see through Instagram and YouTube. So feel free to leave me some feedback, guys. Have an awesome night.